from you. Who provided electricity and who provided the electricity light in the night and who provided the photovoltages mean solar energy and who makes a difficulties in this electricity. Who know about the world common difficulties in electricity? In electricity, who make the difficulties and who join a connection the grid neutral with photovoltages negative or positive, who make these difficulties. I am talking about the high voltages inverters to provide high voltages. They make just a free electricity in the day and they make a difficulties in the night. How? A person who think about to create a connection of UPSR inverter to join the photovoltages with grid electricity. Those make a difficulties in life related with electricity. Think about first of all a person who invent the electricity or create electricity and another who provide a light in the night, and after that some peoples invent the inverter and someone who invent the battery just for this purpose to use the light in the night just for need. And after that, someone who think about how to save the electricity and finally they connect the PV voltages with grid voltages. Yes, they connect the PV voltages with grid voltages to share the electricity at a time. For example, you have cloud and they just connect the PV voltages with grid. They provided a source, but they make difficulties in electricity. This is the system. I'm talking about this solar hybrid inverters, and I am know about the first UPS uninterruptible power supply to just install power light in the night or just install for computers just for need. And after that, someone think about this solar high voltages inverter, and they design the high frequency here to run this high frequency transformer. We have low price for this inverter, and we can purchase with low price this transformer, and we can use. But this transformer is not reliable because we have not the resistance inside in this transformer. Why? Because they are operating this transformer on 35 to 37 kilohertz. And how possible to make electricity with the 37 kilohertz? First, they convert the 50 hertz frequency and 220 volt, and some countries 110 volts, and they just rectify the voltages to make a DC voltages from AC voltages. And after that, they use the high frequency transformer to make a difficulties in electricity. Before this, just a check about the 50 hertz operating transformer. This was the 50 hertz transformer. I am not connecting this with electricity. Don't think about I not wear a gloves. And if I need, I can wear a gloves. Just little know about. You need to just provide 220 volts or 230 volts just with simple frequency 50 hertz, and you can get the low voltages on secondary side. No any semiconductor or integrated circuit installed in this. Other side, we have a lot of electronics components and microcontroller to make a low voltages from high voltages. And simple thing, another, you can get DC voltages just with one this bridge rectifier diode and one capacitor to use just per need capacitor. Okay, you can get needed voltages with this, just with these three things: transformer, bridge rectifier, and filter capacitor. Other side, we have a lot of components to make DC voltages per charging, per charge the battery. Just check. I am also repairing this inverter. You can check my live stream, and I know all about this inverter and how we can repair. Yesterday I repaired one inverter with full basics, with full topology. But if you are using the UPS, untriptable power supply. This is not the UPS. You can call solar inverter or solar charger. Just check. You can use this just in a day to generate the AC voltages from solar energy, but you cannot call this the UPS. No any UPS mentioned here in this specification. This is the inverter charger. What is the inverter charger? Or you know about what is the meaning of this thing, inverter charger? Is this the thing to write here? Inverter charger. What is? They just make difficulties in life to design this type of inverters. Before this, we was had a simple electricity UPS with mechanical switching. After that, just install a SG3525, just one single integrated circuit to provide again a feedback to keep the output voltages constant. But the world is crazy now to use this type of inverters for light in the night. This is not reliable thing to provide a light in the night. You can install this just per day, because when the lightning come, I'm talking about the lightning of sky. When the high voltages fall down on grid, all the inverters damage on the time. This is the reason to connect the PV voltages connection with grid electricity connection, and here install a very low resistance transformer. Low resistance, high frequency, but not reliable. Other side, I am liking just this transformer to charge the battery just with simple electricity with 50 hertz. Other side, I have full electronics charger. Why we are using this for charging? Why? This is not for light. This is just for saving the electricity in the day to run a heaters and run a machinery. And when the light fall down on the grid, you can lose your light in the night, and finally you can live in the dark with this hybrid inverters, solar hybrid inverters are inverter charger. What is inverter charger? Before this, we was had UPS, untriptable power supply, with iron core transformer with some resistor, some integrated circuit, just one integrated circuit, SG3525. And after that, they changed the world. How possible? Just check a game. First, they launch the electronics devices. How? Before this, we had a charger of this type. First, they launch and design the electronics charger. What is the electronics charger? We have a difference between the electrical charger and the electronics charger. What is the electrical charger? This is the electrical charger. This is, and this is the electronics charger. Cannot believe on this, that can leave you in the dark. Believe on this iron core to just provide a neutral and line of electricity and get a voltages without any integrated circuit, without any MOSFETs, just with one bridge rectifier and one filter capacitor. First, they design the electronics devices. I'm talking about this charger. This is the electronics charger. First, they launch the electronics devices, and after that, when they know about, we convert all the system from electrical to electronics, and after that they design a high frequency inverter. Just like that, one transformer, power bus, stop, start. This is the one big requirement when you are turning on your inverter. Another side, we have cooling fan. Another big requirement to check your cooling fan feedback to run the inverter. And we have two fans in this. Other side, we have a lot of transformer to run the multiple power supplies to operate the integrated circuits, and they can run. After checking this all things, and they can provide a light in the night. After all these operations here, one transformer just for providing a light, high frequency, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You need to run first the 10 transformer with high frequency, and after that you can get the AC output voltages. Wow. 10 transformers. Other side, you was had just a transformer, iron core transformer, and just MOSFETs, and just one integrated circuit, SG 3 pipe, 2 pipe, and we can get the AC voltages just per need in the night to make a reliable inverter. But they changed the world, and they are just celebrating now the exhibitions in the whole world and attract your display to attract the customers and shopkeeper to sell the high frequency inverter to make the difficulties more difficulties in life. I am repairing, and I am surviving with this. I am not recommending to purchase these inverters for backup. First, you need to know about this is the high frequency inverter, a lot of integrated circuits. We have just checked This is the microcontroller and much more requirement we have to. Another side we have a halogen bulb and battery. Lithium battery or rechargeable battery or alkaline battery to just use a light just in night time per need, and just like check to use a halogen bulb and alkaline battery to provide light just in night per need. Now the world is changed with this hi-fi inverters. Make a display, attraction display to check the 99 faults first. Wow, they provide a display per faults. Before this, no need for any display. We need to have just 7 segment display for input voltages, and another side we need to have just another 7 segment display for output voltages, and other side we have analog amperes meter to install, one for output amperes or watts and one for input, but they make just difficulties not provide a light in the real time. I am very against with this inverter. I am not liking. Just check. This is the electrical power supply, electrical bench power supply. Here I have just a simple circuit breaker. I'm shorting this. Just check amps and the breaker is stripped. That's okay. Electrical thing, and I can get the 105 voltages with this, and I'm shorting this with 105. Now 102. Just check. No any, because I connected already 1000-watt halogen bulb. Okay, 1000-watt halogen bulb. Just glow a light. No any integrated circuit damaging. The amps required for breaker. Why the people are using the fully electronics chargers and fully electronics inverters? It's not good thing. Okay, we need to discuss this and we need to compare this, and I need to make again the first electronics inverter. Why we are using the fully electronics inverters?